know, or perhaps they don't know, that our intrepid David Hull will try at the barbecue. He's introduced to the mayor, whose wife happened to be following down, and I don't know whether he actually said it or whether he just thought it, but he thought it was nice that he brought his mother.
There's an upline present, because I thought the present was actually in the paper.
Subs are almost due.
Oh, yeah.
But coffee stopped. Almost exhausted. Before you all leave, there's a packet here for every lady.
It wasn't as bad as Lion Ron, who kept asking to stand up.
But instead of that line, President and ladies and gentlemen, I actually am going to make a presentation to the President. It's a book called The Curry Secret, because he's got to actually make it as the ultimate in bad taste, I think. Did you see him walking around with a lady mayor, walking around? And I thought of Johnny Weasmiller when he had Cheetah. And I think, Lion President, you could get some very bad taste out of that. This is just one of those little badges.
Just an ordinary one.
I wanted a better one.
Golden Brown,
Speeding up, mate.
Lion Rocky Flint,
Come on, put it with your other three.
Lion Brian
33.
Fowler,
And you're wrong.
Lion Brian Hook, Lion David Hull, Lion Keith Johnson, Lion Jeff Key, Lion Stan Langridge,
He's a vegetarian.
There's half of an award for Lion John Mutz, Lion Barry Parsons, Lion Ian Reeves, Lion Mike Sadler, Lion John Brico, Lion John Mills, who also, Lion President,
And complete.
you're going to be able to get him the opportunity to present John with a 10-year, 100% attendance award, ladies and gentlemen.
I should say I can get up and do what I want, because I laid under this exact beam not 6 months ago, and a bird with tribal scars actually said, "Do what you like." She was so horrible. But I only did it for the Lions.
Well, white runs were much better, were they?
I apologise straight away, the state of the throttle, and I'll go as far as I can. But this is, for me, it's a very sad moment. For the club, it's a happy moment. No, it means the club is going from year to year, and that's great. But so far as I'm concerned, it's the end of an earache. End of an earache for you, it's an end of an era for me. Pam and I have enjoyed every single moment of the year, so far as the Lions is concerned, because it's been, without a doubt, the most traumatic year of my years on this planet, but being in this club has undoubtedly eased the passage of that year. And I'm out of the woods now, touch wood, and I just hope that the voice will get stronger and that you'll put up with it for another 5 or 10 minutes. Wood to touch, and I just realised I've got a bit, which I put together after last Sunday. Never mind. A couple of years ago, a president stood here on his outgoing, I think it was his outgoing, and he had Frank Sinatra write his script. Am I right?
You're right.
And it was all about I did it my way.
Right.
Well, I've had Bob Hope do mine. And it's called Thanks for the Memory. Or as Samantha Fox would say, thanks for the memory. I look back at this year and I'll think of the good things, the things that we achieved together as a club. For example, when I took office, it was my intention to improve upon our New Year's Eve do up at Michael Tetley Hall, or David Tetley Hall, is it Michael?
Any relation?
The moment I put the proposition forward that we did something, I remember Ron saying something like, what's the matter with doing it tomorrow? And the very next day, Mike and Brian went to the town hall and set it into motion. That could have only been July, and by December the 31st, as you know, we had what I hope will be the first annual New Year's Eve ball run by Tunbridge Wells Lions. It certainly was the first of 2 to my knowledge, because I think David has he gone? David's gone, has he?
He's on the
Hello.
This is it.
I thought he got bored.
That's very good, this.
And that was an aim of mine, and I saw it achieved, and I'm very grateful to all those people who helped me, including Colin Stewart, who's not here tonight. And then there was the way we ran the meetings, the way we organised Fun Day, and various things like that. But paramount among all those memories, the karaoke night, which I know went up to
another one,
the
especially for
progressive dinner,
Yeah.
I know everyone enjoyed it. All the happy memories of the year. One of the things that must take some sort of paramount importance in that year of mine is the fact that I inherited from Colin Stewart a proposal of buying a flat in Eastbourne, which we had sort of on the books, you might say, plus £9,000 in, I think, carried forward. And it was my aim that before the end of my year, we would not only enter into the negotiations to buy that flat, we would refurbish it, we would equip it, furnish it, put people in it, and have it up and running, and, would you believe, paid for by the end of the year. And that, ladies and gentlemen, we have achieved through all the efforts of the club. And I'm very grateful for you for that. And at that point, I'd like to pay special tribute to Lion Ron, who's been chairing the committee, along with Gordon and various other people helping. And I'd like to pay tribute to the ladies who helped us to equip it. I won't go through the long list, but it included a brand new refrigerator and the making of the curtains. And at that point, I would ask you to step forward, Lion Ron.
Thank you, Lion President. We would like, if we can, Lion President, on behalf
All
of... Lion President, on behalf of the committee who are organising the flat, can we please present these flowers to Joan Mills?
Need a dentist.
And thank her sincerely for helping.
Thank you, John, very much. Anyone didn't hear that, it's what to do with the curtains. They're enormous curtains. And I think we're on about our 12th couple down there now, Ron.
We are indeed.
A majority of whom have expressed great pleasure in their holiday, have even made donations to the club. Among my other memories of the year must be Charlton Night, which for Pam and I was a super night, and long may it continue. I know things get more and more expensive, and waiters and barmen demand higher wages. I think it's going to continue forever. And another highlight was the trip to Paris. Oh, that was wonderful. Did enjoy that. I mean, what other president could walk across a pedestrian crossing at 1 o'clock in the morning in Paris and find a pair of nipples? They washed up. They're a little bit snug. I've already mentioned the stripper. I shouldn't have done that, but it was a good evening. Thanks to Stan and Brian for raising a bit of money for this side of the club. Not so much the welfare side, but this side, the internal affairs of the club. And let me say straight away, when we determined to buy the flat, and when I determined to pay for it within the year, we did say we would give definite precedence to any worthwhile welfare project that cropped up. I stand to be corrected on the figures, but I've got them written down here, and I know I'm right. During the year, through the good offices of the welfare of the fundraising chairman, we raised 15,500 plus, probably 16,000 in the year. That is brilliant. As I'm saying, you know, I've donated over 1,000, gentlemen. I'll let Pam tell you about that.
She's going home.
A considerable sum came in via John and the supporters club, or as we know it, the 100 Club, which I kept winning. Along with Rocky. But going back to what I said earlier, other projects and other donations during the year totaled well over £6,000, as in addition to purchase of the flat. So when you put it all together, it's been a brilliant year. I think I finished that page. Just check. I'm not super. I've got a super memory. Flat decided upon. Yeah, there are a few weeks left down in the flat. I've got a week booked in September.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, Brian.
What's going to take, Joe?
I'm splashing out again, Gordon.
That's a surprise.
I think that more or less does it. I shall now tender my very special thanks to those Lions who held office on the board. This is a little bit, I know it's a little bit of a tradition now, but I mean it sincerely, because I did 24 meetings, I never missed one, but 2 of them I remained completely silent. So I'm eternally grateful to the following people. Oh, they're all in the wrong order. Exactly the wrong order. I am eternally grateful to the Lion Secretary, John Mills, for his loyal support. And to Ian Reeves, whose accounts were always right, but nobody understood. Gordon Brown, who looked after things like membership and also things like social activities and youth, and a special thanks to Michael Ballard, who again got us a winner. As chairman of that committee, I tender my thanks to you and son. We are a force to be reckoned with, you know, when we keep putting up these youth awards, don't we, Mark?
Yeah.
Lion Barry, for his sterling work with I think welfare is what we're all about, but I also think it must be, it's a little bit of a thankless task to chair that particular committee, because in my humble opinion, a lot of the fun in Lionism is raising the money, and I enjoy that. And a lot of the satisfaction, which is short-lived, is in sort of giving it out. And that's what Barry did, and we're grateful to him. But there's not a lot of glory in it, but it's a very, very difficult job to chair that particular committee. They don't all turn up, do they? So far as raising the money's concerned, Michael? The flat committee, Ron is now in charge of the committee that selects people to go down there and looks after the maintenance of the flat. But don't forget the acquisition, the actual buying of the flat, all the arguing with the solicitors and hurrying them up. They were all members of the board, ladies and gentlemen. This is one little president that isn't from the board, to a board member, but without whom Fun Day would have been a bit of a bloody disaster, and New Year's Eve might not have happened. Brian Hook. And before I finish, if I keep going, it might just last. None of what I've said would have been possible without the assistance of one particular man. So Pam and I decided that, as I said earlier, this has been a bit of a difficult year, but you've helped us get through it. I was 8 times in hospital during my year, and 8 times I was visited just about, well, most evenings, if not every evening. And I'm grateful. Hang on. It does that. Take a deep breath. And I'm grateful for that. And the Lions mean a lot to me. So we decided that we, instead of buying lots of little presents, lots of little laughs like you do, I just buy one big present, which a couple of Lions have helped me make. And there it is. That is a gold lion that's come from America. And that's been especially engraved with help. 3 Lions helped me with this. And I intend that that should be the property of Tunbridge Wells Lions Club. The idea being that the President of the Year can either by a voting procedure or by his own decision give that to the Lion who he appreciates has helped him the most during that year. So I've had it engraved, I can't see it without my glasses, but it's something like President's Award. Well, it's all to do with appreciation. And this particular year I've decided that I will decide where it goes. And because he didn't even want the job, he turned it down, but then he took it and said he'd do it, and I know he didn't want to do it, but he did it, and he did it brilliantly. Michael.
Yeah. We're now going to actually do the formal changeover so that the President becomes the past President and the Vice President becomes President. Right, who'd like to do that one, President?
Tell me what to do.
You take the chain off there and you put it on the new President.
Hope you haven't fitted
And you do not kiss him.
Unlike some previous presidents who wouldn't have kissed French lions.
Have one.
Well done, have a good year, though. There's a badge. And I've got lots of other rubbish, but thank you for it. Would you be outstanding and greet your new president?
Yes.
Apart from the last one, I think this last year has been absolutely fantastic. And I'm actually honoured that the club is in such good shape as it is now, because it's going to be a very difficult act to follow as far as I'm concerned, because Brian's dedicated so much of his time, in spite of the difficulties that he's had, to the Lions. All I would ask that is, if you can give me the same sort of support that you've given Brian and Pam over the next year, then I think we'll have another fantastic year. And if it turns out to be as good as this past year, then I should be perfectly satisfied.
Well, what have you got to go into the Victoria project?
Don't worry, that will do it.
Saturday.